Hello everybody, and welcome back to some more Monster Hunter World. Today we'll finally be going into high rank. Apparently I started off with a bit of lag frames, just for a couple seconds. And here we go. First off I have to go take care of a pesky Pookie. And as a note, I moved into the new house the game gave me already. I haven't decorated it or anything yet, if that's the best way to put it. Because I don't really have any creatures I really want to have in it too badly. Because I haven't got any of the really good ones like the Forest Terex or like the Great Fish or like the Pilot Hare or the Phantom Flutterflies, the Moonlight Geckos, stuff like that. Because I'm only going to put the stuff that's really like unique in, I think, this time. I'm trying to remember if there's Great Goldfish. Like Great Goldfish and Great Platinum Fish. Because I know there's Great Sushi Fish and Great Wet Fish, Great Pink Paru. Alright, so here we go.
It's been a while since we've done this, huh? Want to start by taking a stroll around?
This quest is going to be a bit of time. I think it's over this way. And if I see any bone piles along the way, I will be breaking into them. Viperonid needs spiderweb. Red outcropping. See, I'm in high rank right now then. That confirms it. Down I go. If I remember correctly, Pookie is to the right.
Hey,
Yeah.
this is a Rathian trail. Wait, what? That can't be right. Something's wrong. Huh?
So it wants me to get all the footprints. And then it's going to steal my camera here in a second. Oh, the Gajalaka. Those guys are annoying.
Puke? What in the new world is it doing here? It is a Puke. It's acting weird. What's going on? New target. Let's get that Puke.
Oh yeah, I forgot to equip the new armor thing I got.
Watch yourself.
Because I talked to the field team leader and I got a new tool, the Vitality Mantle. And now I'm poisoned.
Puke is way tougher than usual.
That's how long it takes with speed eating, by the way. I should work on making some herbal medicine. Because those things go down real quick. Or just straight up getting poison resistance. Either or would probably work. And it ran away again. And I'm now on its tail. Just get this tail off so it can stop spitting the stuff at me so much. And now back on the tail. And explode. Oh, the Gajalaka right here too.
Come on, wake up. This is no
Freaking
time to
Gajalaka.
job.
And now I'm asleep. I hope I wake up before the Pookie does. At least it's only a Pookie. Oh, and here comes the drop range for a second. It's the worst when I know there's gonna be drop frames, but can do nothing about them. Sucks. I thought that was just a footprint. Should be down. Yep. Oh, I broke its face. Always good when you break the thing's face. Let's see if I can't break those wings. I think I just straight up missed with that last one. Come on, wings. Break off. Oh, it ate some scatter nut. And got freaking smacked over. Okay. Yeah, that's one wing broken. Like, this guy's actually dying really easily. Come on. Okay. That's not the right combo then. I have to remember the greatsword combos for this game. Because there's one where it's like... Yeah, that's the tackle. Come on, get in the air. And there. I want him to get in the air just so I can knock him out of the air. Oh, that one did knock it out. It's very, very much in the red, though. And I don't think it's going to last another minute. Oh yeah, the pink Rathian tracks. Those are going to be a pain in the ass. Pookie's roar is weird. Thing is like a frog bird. Chameleon. He's budget Chameleos. That's what he is. All Pookie is he's a budget Chameleos. That's a pretty good hitbox actually then. Considering I literally could see it go right past his face and not hit him. Come on, you're literally on your deathbed. Die. I'm gonna just... And now I grab the carcass. Before the Gajalaka ruin everything. I'm just gonna wander around up here for a second. See if I can't quickly find any more of the mysterious scales. So yeah, that's just bear off. Bear off isn't really worth anything. Carbide ore. Okay. So this is a high rank place. Which was really obvious actually when I saw the Gajalaka. My habit of just running by and grabbing things. Which also means they're a high rank Gajal. Which I do need high rank Gajal material, I think. Okay, I think the first one took much less damage than that to kill. I'll take a home crab. Also take that. Let's look. Oh, bear off. I was like, what's looking at me? And then turn around and just see bear off lumbering towards me. I remember there being some scales here somewhere. Oh, it's just doodles. Right? That was a pilot error. I'm glad I turned around at that second. I would have missed it. Can't say I would have regretted that because I never would have known it was even there in the first place. Okay, yeah, there's no more pink Rathian stuff over here, I think. A few high rank materials. Right now, I'm a bit quiet because I'm thinking of what my secondary greatsword is going to be. Because I can't use the greatsword I have now for everything, because if I use this against something like a Teostra, it'll be worthless. But I'm trying to remember if Teostra is weak to poison or not. I don't remember it being so, because I think it was Kushala is weak to poison, Teostra's weak to ice, and then Chameleos is weak to fire. That's the triangle of three. Alarming news. Shifting monster behavior. Territories. Of this experience of older, more powerful monsters. Type of monster used to sing around here. They've been hurt, some with very serious injuries.
Yes, sir.
Bad.
The other day,
Still a
my
strange trail.
opinion is that it belongs to the size and other distinctive.
Monsters are growing. I highly doubt this is a
Coincidence. What do you
Father.
suggest we do?
Our damn jobs. We're a research commission. Yet, and while we're at it, we need to achieve
Shoot
first.
three things
Those
first. If
dangerous monsters
they
need
taking
to
that
be taken
arrow, we'll
care
be
of.
sending
I'll be sending
best
our
team
best
to each
troops
area.
out. We need to pick up where the fifth left off and get
More
them
items from the
ethically
monster.
out.
Keep your eyes peeled for any clues.
Understood, sir. We won't let.
Good. Dismissed.
Okay.
Look for evidence across the continent. Rathian or not, we need to find that monster. And listen up.
I'm gonna see if I have any high rank things I can make.
Okay, partner. We need to find more up on the
Before
mystery monster's trail. We should check.
the grind comes in.
You can go on an expedition or an optional quest.
The grind of high rank. Attack jewel. Board equipment. I can make no Zora Magdaros armor. Okay. Here. Blast attack. Craft. Quite good actually. I need warp bones and quality bones, of course. Of course, Pookie doesn't have his unique thing. It's a Pookie. So I need to work on getting full Zora, which means I need a lot of Zora materials. I can ignore the legs, it needs a gem. Search for question mark trails. Go to the research base. Apparently there's somebody there who wants to talk to me or something. Yeah, I'm debating going for just like a critical status build until I get to Nergigante. Then again, Nergigante isn't too far away. I think he's right after Pink Rathian.
We're on the hunt.
Finishes right now. So I just leave Ascension and run around randomly. I hate it when it comes to this point. Change equipment. Vitality mantle. Set decorations. Current equipment. And I'm just gonna go to... Let's go to the Ancient Forest. Today's probably gonna be a decently chill day, I think. Considering the only other thing I think I'm gonna be able to hunt today on stream that's actually progression is, what's it called? My brain just blanked on me. Pink Rathian. Speaking of which, after I get this one out of the way, I'm gonna go do the event quest for the day first this time. Figure that would probably be better. Instead of me just finishing off the stream by rushing through them. Come on, game. Load me in. I want to bully a Jagras if it's there. Come on, game. You just have to load me in. This is also where I'm going to get a whole bunch of points. There's one minor problem, that is I have no clue where to look for the stuff. Essentially just me wandering around and hoping for the best. I guess there's probably a way to look at it. It's a pilot air. Oh, you're not getting away. That's a great fish. It was a great sushi fish. Emperor hoppers. Okay. Jewels. Dragon vein crystals.
Look! It's that mystery monster's
Oh, I
trail!
found some old footprints. This way. Old scales. Kept walking this way. Gnashed against this tree. And I assume then kept walking. This is why I hate this type of investigation. Wait, are the skills this way? Freaking...
Here's more of that mystery monster's trail. We're doing good.
Everybody's just all in the same area. And I actually really dislike that. It does let me get a good chance to research them, though. I don't have the Gilly Mantle is one thing that sucks a bit. So I feel like the Rathian would have stopped in here. Just another woodland Terex. Oh, there's a Anjanath somewhere nearby, I think. Okay, some Kulu feathers. Not gonna help with my mission. More engine F. Both flutterflies. Hoping one of them was a phantom, but I guess not. Can't be that lucky. I really wish there was a way to make this go simpler. Probably is, I probably just don't know it. For now, I'm just going everywhere I remember there being them, for lack of a better word. Aha. And it was pointing this way, so it probably came from over here. That's an Anjanath carcass. Then did it go down this way? Hmm? Oh, it wasn't what I thought it was. Oh, it's dung. Literally, that's shit. Okay, yeah, there's more skills. Where's the footprint? This is an Anjanath footprint. No, that's a Rathian. Okay. Old scale. So yeah, it did come this way. Or no, it left from this way. I feel like I'm trying to get in the psychology of a Rathian right now. Of what it would do. It's a mining aircraft. Oh, I got a Nova Crystal? I like how I've played this game enough to realize from the animation what I've gotten. I feel like that means I've played too much of this game. Nova Crystal? Okay, that's that. going for 40 minutes and I've just hunted a Pookie essentially. There's somebody I should probably pay a visit to. Ah, hello there. Welcome to the stream. Right now I'm just hunting for the pink Rathian tracks. Bit annoying. There's only a few places in this game where you actually have to do that. Just run around and try to find tracks of something. I think the pink Rathian is the most annoying one of them. I've beaten the Wrath many times. This is a new profile I started in preparation for the Sunbreak coming out on the PlayStation. And I feel like there should be Rathian tracks somewhere in this area. Well, I have to say, on this map, this is my favorite place to fight just because I can, in the middle of a fight, just smack one of these and heal myself. Yeah, it is a Zora Magdaros weapon. I really like using blast weapons.
That's a pretty good chunk of evidence that we found. How about we report back to the
Okay, that's the first section of this done. Yeah, I was lucky enough to get a gem from Zora first try. So I immediately made the weapon. Yeah, blast weapons give me a nice amount of kick that I like when in the middle of a fight. Because I've been saved from the blast proc many times before. Yeah, plus I'm pretty sure explosions count as blunt damage. So that gives my greatsword an additional type of damage for those monster parts that don't like my slashing. It's a Although if I had to say the blast weapons are a little bit weaker than a weapon that had a damage type that the monster was weak to. Like say if I was hunting a Legiana with an Anjanath weapon, the fire damage would make the weapon do more overall. But blast affects more things, because there's not many things that are straight up immune to blast. Versus a lot of stuff that's immune to fire damage.
progress on that mystery monster. Want to report to the
Zormagros has appeared. Okay. I have the next quest now. Anjanath was sighted in the wild spy way, so we investigate the Anjanath.
Try hard, will you?
Okay.
Well, that troublemaker is going to make even more trouble if we don't get out there and investigate.
Oh, that happened. That was a weird pop-up that just happened on my computer. Well, yeah, I guess it's time to hunt a Zora again. Can you make decorations yet? No. I'm just gonna quickly go check what I need from Zora to make his armor. because I was planning on using his armor set with the critical element, but I need critical eye for that to work. I need 3 heat scales, 1 ridge. Actually, the things I need are just the blast attack, fortify, and handicraft. And that'll give me mastery, which needs 1 heat scale, a lot of carapace, 2, 5 heat scales, I want to say 6 ridges, and 10 carapace. Don't think I'm getting all that in one hunt. What do I need to make a critical eye? Odogaron. Okay, I might get into that later. I'm pretty sure high rank Odogaron has critical eye. Like 99% sure on that one. I'm pretty sure it has crit draw and crit eye. Let's use a voucher. I'm pretty sure there's a few high rank armors that have crit eye. I don't think there's any low rank that have it. Yeah, Odogaron doesn't really help out my weapon too much, considering I don't think I'm going to be doing a draw greatsword. Element resistance. And here we go on Zora. I should probably make my Palico a new set of armor after this. And probably a new weapon, because I think it's the weapon it's using was a Baroth weapon. And I think I'm past that point by now. Like, I think it's using a low rank Baroth weapon. I don't really notice it too much because Palicos don't do much damage at all in this game. I keep him around for his bugs, so he can heal me when I need it. And eventually the second life. Zora Magdaros is actually a really cool monster. But something that I've always thought about. This is a dying Zora. What would it be like to fight a Zora that was in its prime? One that's not just in the middle of essentially just finding a place to die. But one that's just like trying to find a new place to live or something. Oh. Yeah, the second life skill is really nice. The reason I just was a bit sad was because I apparently forgot to clean out my inventory. Yeah, the thing with Zora is you always think you're out of range of the magma spray, but you never are. Doesn't help that I'm using a blast weapon against him. with negative affinity.
Magma core destroyed.
Good work. Look for the next magma core.
Something's happening to its shell. The
That would
plasma
be
is
an
changing.
interesting thing. I wonder how many Zoras there actually are, though, because I'm pretty sure they'd be a really rare thing. I'm just gonna do this so I don't have to worry about the magma. And that didn't even hit me. Of course it didn't. Yeah, negative 20% affinity. Which means you get negative crits sometimes.
All right.
Not exactly the best thing when his armor gives you freaking critical element. But the only other blast weapon is one I don't really like using too much.
Magma core destroyed.
Just because it's too good of a weapon.
Good work. Look for another magma core.
Its shell is doing that thing again. Watch the magma. It's changing.
That is actually a possibility, is that all the like dormant volcanoes, or like all the volcanoes in Monster Hunter could just be Zoramagros. Like that literally might just be in lore volcanoes or Zoras. It'd be an interesting thing if all volcanoes ended up being just a Zoramagros. I can tell I've hunted enough Zoras when I can immediately go to the next one. And down. This is the one I hate the most because it's impossible to dodge.
Magros is charging up power.
Keep hitting it until it
You literally just have to deal with the magma spray.
charge its energy.
Because there's nowhere to dodge it in this small area.
Watch yourself.
Mega Potion.
Excellent. Now it's time to restrain.
Okay, now it's just
Hunters,
freaking firing repeatedly.
are the binders ready? Good to go, old man.
Come on. A few more hits should do it. Am I taking, like, heat damage or something in here?
Third magma core destroyed.
Because I feel like my health is slowly going down. And now where are the mining outcrops? Because I think I need some of its material. Okay, it's giving me none of the stuff I actually needed. Hmm. What?
All right.
Okay,
Get
I
ready.
got hit by something as I was jumping off, so it just freaking made me fly away.
Fire.
Target restrained. Zora
Okay,
Magros
the
is
head
responding.
is this way, I think.
What? Wait. Stand at the ready. Nergigante is upon us.
If all the hills were Zoras, that would be
Of course it is.
mildly terrifying, but then again, it's the Monster Hunter world.
Nergigante, up there on the shell.
Go.
And here's good old Nergi. One of my favorite monsters. Yeah, sometimes I get confused of which one's the head and which one's the tail. I've discovered the blockier one is its head, and the thinner one is its tail.
Storm's broken loose.
And good old Blast.
Sora Macros is
Oh,
still in
I'm...
position. He's trying to get up.
Oh, did it leave already? Okay. Just try to mine this before it stands up all the way.
Sora Macros is starting to rear up.
Yeah, it's starting to... Wait, is this not the head? This is the head, yeah. Wait. Did I not scare it off? Ah, there. Now I can get on to... Oh, damn. Wait, I think I was inside of it for a second there. I've never actually been in this position. Oh, I fell off again. Let's break this thing.
Nergigante has retreated.
Zora made him retreat. I do need a lot of his carapace, so...
Sora Macros is getting back on all fours. It's continuing its advance. Watch yourself.
Yeah, I think that was his elbow. Or like shoulder or something. Never even realized I could be there. I'm pretty sure I've broken all the magma cores but the one on his head. So I'm not sure. This is always the point where I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Because his head is the only magma core left, because I've broken 3 of them already. And I don't think they respawn. So it's kinda, I just run around until she says time's up and get to the cannons. He does have a lot of mining aircrafts on his back. I'm hoping I get enough to make at least... Wait. Did... Oh, never mind, that wasn't blood. Yeah, he eventually runs away because Zora himself actually damages him a lot. Oh, that's something I can break. And 2 shinies. I've never managed to break all 4 of them at once. Oh, come on. Okay. Guess I'll go over to this one first. This is the fun section because it's a siege fight where you don't have to load the cannons yourself. It's literally just keep on shooting at him. Essentially no time limit or anything. Because as long as you just keep on shooting him constantly, the time will have more than enough. I've never run out of time on this quest. I've never had him break the barrier. Apparently, Arch-Tempered Zoro is the only time when it actually starts to get, like, painful. Because you need to have, like, artillery or something in order to make it go quicker. Good job, Horus. You keep shooting that ballista at him. Yeah, I'm just waiting for Zoro to get in range. That's why I specifically did this one first, and then the other side. Because now he's in range for the ones below. Almost right beside the Dragonator.
Hold nothing back.
Hey, partner! Zora Magdaros isn't anywhere weak enough.
And get to the cannons. I've done this fight quite a few times. The only one I think I've done more is, like, I want to say Xenojiva. Because he's already, like, I want to say 80% dead, and I haven't even got to the... He hasn't even smacked the barrier once yet. I said that, and then he immediately smacked the barrier. I like how was my first reaction to check if he dropped any shinies in his freaking vomit. Hey, Zora. Freaking shot him in the mouth with a cannon. That must hurt, even for something that big. Yeah. Once you finish the story, you realize why he's going there. Because he's being called and almost compelled to keep going. Plus, he's this big, and I very much doubt that his skin has too much feeling on it. With the thick, like, plates of rock on it. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't even feel anything on his skin. Because you have to go through all this rock of this turtle. Have you ever noticed that this is a turtle, by the way? I'm just taking the time to point this out. Like, you see, this is a turtle. This on its back is its shell slash wings. Because if you look right around there, you can almost see where it connects. Yeah, it's like a turtle dragon. Its wings, essentially, as the magma seeps on them, forms its shell. Yeah, he wants to die, and we want him to die anywhere but here. I think the next volley kills him. Goodbye, Zora. Ooh, shinies. I have a lot of Dragonite ore now. think this should be the last one? No? Okay. No, I don't think Zora's death. Well, actually, hmm. Now that I'm thinking about it, Zora's bioenergy might have been the last bit that Zeno needed to hatch. Like the remnant amount that comes in from the ocean in Tyr might have been the last amount, combined with the other Elder Dragons we had to slay. I just went right over them. Because Zora went out there, and I think the bit of its energy that came in here helped Zora hatch, or not Zora, Zeno hatch. But I think the three Elder Dragons we hunt in the resets of Nergigante, Teostra, and Kushala might have been the final bioenergy that Zeno needed. Because Zeno needs a lot of bioenergy. Like, if I'm remembering correctly, it took 40 or something years for Zeno to hatch. Yeah, it's basically all the energy of 40 years worth of dead Elder Dragon bioenergy. That's actually an interesting question. I wonder what its egg would taste like. I feel like it would kill a human, though. So the best thing to get to test that egg would probably be a Devil Joe. I feel like it's one of the only things I'd be able to survive. Or one of the things we wouldn't miss it dying. I personally really like the look of Zeno's armor and weaponry, but its armor and whatnot is kind of, I want to say, weak. Yeah, it looks cool, but it's not actually good in practice. But layered armor, which I'm pretty sure eventually you can layer armor for it, be nice. Have you beat all of Iceborne? Because just want to know this before I start talking about another specific Elder Dragon, just in case it might be spoiler.
Even more trouble if you don't get out there and investigate.
Oh, the Argosy returned. Because there's another specific Elder Dragon that makes you even more interested in Zenil. Oh, Black Veil. The mushroom dude. I have to say, I don't really like the look of Black Veil. Yeah, the reason I ask is because the monster I was going to talk about happens to be something to do with the Gathering Lands. Or Guiding Lands. That's what it's called. I need two more ridges. I think I'm going to just go hunt Zora again. He decided to stay. So why not hunt him again? With the last bit of the material I need. Oh yeah, Bonboro. Bonboro reminds me a lot of Duramboros. I want to think of him as like a reverse Duramboros. Like if you took Duramboros' tail and took Bonboro's horns and put them on the same monster, you'd have something perfect. Because Bonboro has some of the best horns, I think, in Monster Hunter. Just the sheer size of those horns. Although for some reason, when I first was looking through it, when I was first going through Iceborne, before I saw what Bamboro looked like, I thought it was a beaver. Because of all the trees and whatnot, I was kind of just assuming it would be a beaver monster. Like a fanged wyvern type thing. Or a fanged beast. Which is actually kind of weird now that I think about that. Mainland has no beaver. Yeah, Durambos does have hills on his back. And there is actually, I think, in Monster Hunter Online, which is one of their like spin-off almost games, there was a monster called Explosive Peak Duramboros, where the hills on the back of Duramboros would actually shoot lava out. So there is actually an explosive Duramboros in existence.
enough to capture it. Once you're on its back, give all you've got. Destroy the cores to weaken it, or try dropping some of those stalactites on it. We bring the stalactites with
I
gunpowder.
found that funny that you mentioned it.
Blast them loose.
You can do it! Proceed with caution. Okay, we're on Zora's shaft.
This thing better drop some of its heat scales.
Destroy the magma cores to weaken Zora Magdaros.
The success of the whole
And
operation
ridges.
comes down to how much we manage to weaken the target.
Magma core located. Hey, partner!
Yeah, reminds me of another freaking explosive Diablos from, I think, Frontier? Monster Hunter Frontier, which was Bauru Sabarosu or something? Burst species of Diablos.
Magma core destroyed.
Eats explosive cactus.
For the next magma core.
Something's happening to its shell. The flow of
Or
energy.
Caveman Rajang. I believe it's called Voljang. Or something. Frontier has some freaking weird monsters. Or I guess had some weird monsters. Although with Espinas coming back, for all we know, some of them might actually be added to the mainline series. Although the Espinas lore is freaking wild. Of how Espinas hunts. And this magma core should be down now.
Second magma core destroyed.
Good work. Look for another magma core.
Yeah, that seems to be like a thing, is that a lot of monsters freaking
All right.
become poisonous by eating poisonous things.
Hold nothing back.
Or you could just look at Rajang. Rajang gets lightning powers by eating a freaking unicorn horn. That's how Monster Hunter works. You get powers by what you eat. Eat explosive cactus, you get explosive fire powers. You eat a lightning horn, you get the ability to shoot a laser beam. Seems fair enough. Although if it followed that logic, freaking Devil Joe should be the strongest monster in all of existence. Because it eats everything. Oop. I want to break this now. Ooh, it gave me a mining outcrop.
What's with the tremors? I think Zora Magdaros is charging up power.
Keep hitting it until it relents. We can't let Zora discharge its energy.
Although, I have to say, there's one monster that's going to be coming up soon in this playthrough that I'm not looking forward to. Yeah, Rajang goes Super Saiyan.
Watch yourself.
And the whole reason it has lightning powers is because it eats Kieran.
Excellent. Now it's time to restrain it. Hunters,
Which I'm almost tempted to thank him for.
binders ready? Good to go, old man.
Yeah. I'm almost tempted to thank Rajang for thinning the Kieran population. I hate fighting Kierans. And no, I was talking about Velkhana, I was talking about Kushala. The most annoying monster to me. Because it's freaking wind aura and it never landing.
All right. Binders ready.
Velkhana I'm actually okay with.
Fire
I
restrained. Zora Magdaros has stopped.
never had any trouble with Velkhana at all.
Wait. Get him at the ready. Nergigante is upon us. Of course it is. Hunters, prepare to intercept.
Yeah, you mentioned the claw, and I just remembered that the freaking clutch claw exists in this game.
Whatever you can.
I had trouble the first time, but then I changed weapons to like a fire weapon, and everything went good. Or better yet, if you have an Elder Seal weapon, it's actually pretty good against basically any Elder Dragon. Only problem is I don't think there's any good Elder Seal weapons at tier for Velkhana. Yeah, that Ice Greatsword of yours is going to do literally nothing against the Velkhana.
That's all right. Hunters, stay focused. You have to drive off Nergigante.
Because I'm pretty sure Velkhana is immune to the ice effect.
Brace for the shock. Don't let it shake.
Although I think ice is the only thing it's completely immune to. Oh, it's getting down on all fours.
Zora Magdaros is starting to rear up.
Okay.
Hunters, keep at it. It's all up to you to drive off Nergigante. Go!
I'm half tempted to just ignore the guy and run around mining. Because honestly, I'm at the point where Nergigante means nothing. Like, all he does is, what, make Zora go faster? Makes the binding last less time?
Nergigante has retreated.
No, it doesn't mean you do less physical damage.
That's one problem we don't want
The way elemental weapons work,
the operation.
if I have a chance, when I get to the top, I'll show you.
Zora Magdaros is getting back on all fours. It's continuing its advance. Watch yourself.
Like, elemental gets added to your damage. So if I go in my hunter's notes,
All right. Prepare to intercept at the barrier.
like, see Great Jagras, how it has a X next to water? It means if you have a water greatsword, your physical damage is still going through fully. but you don't get any of the water. But if you have a dragon one, you get the amount of dragon damage added to your regular damage. But if you see fire, it's 3-star weak to fire. So essentially, I'm pretty sure it means you get 3 times the fire scaling of your weapon, like the fire number on your weapon, added as damage, in which case a lot of weapons would have the fire being more than the base damage itself. It's why matching elements in this game is actually a pretty important thing. Yeah, I'm about to be called by Wingdrake. Yeah, I did that in my first playthrough, and then I got freaking... Pretty sure it was actually Velkhana for me that made me have to learn what elements to have on a weapon. Because before I was just using whatever weapon looked cool and had high numbers.
Attention field team! We're entering the final skirmish! Hunters, I don't care what it takes! You have got to wear down Zora Magdaros as much as possible!
But there's quite a few things
Bastion! No
that you need to have the right element for.
breaches the barrier! All is lost!
Specifically, Dragon Seal, when you're fighting an Elder Dragon, is the best thing, which is only on dragon weapons. Dragon Seal is a special thing that only works on Elder Dragons, and it gets rid of their special effects. Like, you know how almost every Elder Dragon has a freaking aura around it? Like Teostra's Fire Aura, Ushala's Wind Aura, stuff like that? Elder Seal will shut that down temporarily after a certain number of hits. So, like, a Nergi weapon has Elder Seal, which makes it really good for hunting high rank Elder Dragons until you can get his Master rank weapon. The thing is, on this playthrough, I'm gonna get a Nergi weapon so I don't have to play around those. I can just take them down. Huh. Never realized this was here. Okay. Although I don't think... Also, I'm pretty sure Elder Seal also works against Nergi by lowering his regeneration. Like, slowing the speed at his spikes go from... Yeah, I'm planning on doing Iceborne in this playthrough. My plan is to go through all of World and Iceborne. Hopefully, at least through all of World before Sunbreak comes out. Because I'm not planning on starting Iceborne until I've, like, streaming Sunbreak until I've finished this playthrough. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting Rise in Sunbreak when it comes out on the PlayStation. And I'm gonna have my first playthrough of Rise and Sunbreak be on stream. That way I can get my actual reaction to stuff. Although after this, even if Zora shows up again, I don't think I'm gonna be fighting it again. I think I'm gonna work on getting through Anjanath next. Because I think soon I can get Nergigante, and I'm gonna have to grind Nergigante a lot. Because I'm planning on getting Nergi's weapons and probably armor before I go any further than, like, Uragan and whatnot. So basically, when I hit Nergi, I'm gonna get his weapons, his armor, skill, stuff like that, and then go hunting. for the rest of the Elder Dragons. I find it funny how the the hardest Elder Dragon for first try for me was Val, but the easiest for repeats was also Val. Because the moment I realized how his effluvium worked, he became ridiculously simple. Another reason I say it's Val instead of Kushala is Kushala is not hard. He's annoying. Like, I've only carded like once or twice to Val, or not Val, Kushala. Well, I guess Nergi. I was thinking between the three of Teostra, Valhazak, and Kushala. Yeah, after the first quest of Kushala, I don't hunt him again. He's not worth it. Because he doesn't give anything that I want.
Give it everything you've got.
Because you know his freaking armor skill that makes you immune to wind pressure? Or like the wind? The only thing that has that is Palumu and Kushala. So literally, you get his skill, make you immune to wind, so you can fight him more. Which I never understood that. It's like, oh, here's a skill so you can be immune to wind pressure. From the thing that you have to kill that has the freaking only wind pressure. Well, I guess technically there's one other creature that has wind pressure, but it's a collab creature. The Behemoth. Creature I've never actually killed in this game. Basically, yeah. Although I guess technically I don't think you'd have to beat it 100 times if you're lucky. Because it's only 100 if you want the full set. The reason I had to hunt Kushala a lot of times in my other playthroughs is because I was trying to make one of every weapon. Yeah, the reason I never killed the Behemoth is because I only ever played solo. And I'm pretty sure, impossible to kill him solo. Like, I'm pretty sure it's impossible. I was in freaking highest of master rank gear and still couldn't beat it in high rank solo. Another annoying fight was the Leshen collab, which I like how Monster Hunter is the game that got me to play The Witcher. Which, The Witcher's a decent game. It's, I want to say, not as good as Monster Hunter, but still decent. Has quite a few interesting monsters in it. Yeah, the weapons they give The Witcher is freaking suck. I feel like all you would have had to do to make this fight a lot easier is give him like a freaking Anjanath great sword or something. Because I'm pretty sure they gave him no elemental weapons. At all. So they give him like, oh, here's a bone sword and a bone hammer or something.
Well, that troublemaker is gonna make even more trouble if we don't get out there and investigate.
They don't bother giving him anything that's actually good. Oh, the sign they give, like the little runestone they give you for killing the Leshen is interesting but weak.
There you are, Clymer.
Let's see. Here's Fortify. And there. Yeah, it is just for show or messing around. Yeah, that's the three pieces I need for the set. Oh, this is another skill I never understood. Mushroom Mancer. And a thought just occurred to me that I've actually didn't think of is I just finished making the Nergi thing. Or not Nergi, the Zor thing. But I have negative affinity. At least I got a few good skills. Now it's time to go kill an Anjanath that's not in the right place, so it must die. I like how that's what it actually is. It's okay. Do I have a map? Like the whole reason we're killing the Anjanath is because it's gone from here to here. Whole reason is it's went from this forest to out to here. That's the only reason it has to die. Oh, thank goodness I just remembered. I need to clear out all this junk I got from when I was running around for the Pink Rathian quest. Got a lot of junk doing that. Oh wait, I'm in high rank. That just got me thinking about a certain bomber that might show up in the quests. That gets me a bit excited because that's another I think weapon I could use. Oh, wait, he doesn't have a great sword. I think. Yeah, he doesn't have a great sword. He had a long sword, is what it was.
Watch yourself!
Almost forgot the box. Yeah, I need to stop Anjanath from going out of the forest to a different forest. Because if you look at if you look at this is literally the edge of the Wildspire Waste. Like you see this forest here, like this forest right here. It is literally the edge of the Wildspire Waste right here. So technically, right now, it hasn't even hit the Wildspire yet. It can still technically be considered to be in the forest. Like how I immediately got a scale from its tracks. Apparently, this Anjanath is shedding. Hey, Mr. Anjanath. Here's some poison. Wasn't even trying to poison him, just kind of accidentally smacked the poison. I wonder how weak Anjanath is to explosives. I'm assuming at least a little bit, considering I already somehow managed to, like, blast him once. I find Anjanath has a pretty cool design, except for the nose. The nose I find weird. Like the nose bone. That freaking just inflates. I also just realized I'm on Vitality Mantle, but didn't have it on. That's another thing I like about using greatswords is you tend to get quite a few stuns. That was a smack. And I got another scale. And the Gudjalaka paralyzed it. Yeah, I understand why it has the nose bone and whatnot. Like, its biology is actually... That's the thing I really like about Monster Hunter. They actually think about the biology of the monsters quite a bit. Like, why it has those wing fins, like wing flaps. Why it has that nose. Like, did you know Anjanath actually can't see that good? Supposedly. Like, supposedly it uses its nose more than its eyes. It is the Turkey Rex. At least it's not the Dodo Rex. I'd be more frightened if it was just a Dodo Rex. Because I've fought in the Dodo Rex before. I'm dead. Nope, I'm saved by Palico again. One of the main reasons I have him on Vigor Wasp. Yeah, without the health bug, I would have been dead there. Or at least carded. There's only... Oh, I'm out of Mega Potions. I think I literally just dodged Fire Breath by an inch. I was hoping I could snag its tail. Yeah, I like Anjanath and his subspecies quite a bit. At least I'm pretty sure it's a subspecies. Yeah, it's a subspecies. There's a lot of different things in Monster Hunter. Like, there's subspecies, variant, deviant, rare species. A lot of them. Like, it took me forever to realize that Runa Nergigante is something that any Nergigante can become. Or the fact that Black Veil is technically something that almost any Black Veil can become. Or any Val can become. versus something like Viper is something that's specifically a different species than Toby. Although one of the weird things is Black Diablos is considered a subspecies of Diablos, which is either just a misinformation or just being freaking very sexist. Uh, Hornitar male. The best way to get rid of to go against Val is to have the Hornitar male. It negates the half health thing. Like the Hornitar chest piece. Because it negates the effect of Effluvium. You will still take damage from Effluvium, but it won't half your health. At least I'm 90% sure that's how it worked. The only other way is Nullberries, if that doesn't work. It's not hard to make, you just need to kill some Hornitars. I never go into the Vale without one, because I hate having to deal with my health draining. Or if you specifically have a decoration for it. Like the skill on Hornitar Male. It's not a Blight. Blight resistance does not work against it. Blight resistance specifically targets the 5 elemental blights. So like Fire Blight, Thunder Blight, Dragon Blight, Water Blight, and Ice Blight. Yeah, it's weird. There's only a few skills that directly affect Effluvium. Which I'm pretty sure the Hornitar is the only one that actually negates it. There might be a piece... Oh, I'm dead. I was going to say there might be a piece of it on the actual Val armor. But if you're having trouble fighting Val, then using Val armor won't help. I think that's actually my third card of the playthrough. No, fourth. It's only the fourth time I've carded throughout this whole playthrough. Two of which were because I was checking my stream for something because it started lagging. Yeah, Miasma is a really good thing to have if you're fighting anything like Effluvium. So like the two Vals. Or if you're just going to be in the Vale for a long period of time. Like there's quite a few things that are really useful in certain situations. Like I have a whole, on my other playthrough, I have a whole utility set of armor that's just like Botanist, Entomologist, Carrying. Oh yeah, I have Fortify. I just remembered that the freaking Zora had Fortify on it. When I was looking above my health bar and saw the sword and shield. And Charge Slash to the eye. Yeah, it's not exactly the best piece of armor. There is a Master Rank one, by the way. So make sure you're using the Master Rank Hornitar Mail if you're going to be using it. It really sucks is all I can say. But it's like the only way to deal with blights reasonably. Or like, on my other playthrough, I almost always have blight resistance and the Hornitar Mail. I started later on actually modifying it even further. Yeah, its stats suck. So if you're going to be using it, you're going to want to make sure you have quite a few armor spheres. Because I'm pretty sure you can use those armor spheres. Yeah, decorations are going to want to be what you need. Decorations, armor spheres, the whole thing. Decorations are wonderful because you can wear a shitty piece of armor and not have your like skills just be tanked because of it. It especially lets you just add that one or two skills you need to make your build better. Like for me, it's like health recovery, blight resistance, evade extender. Actually, no. Evade window to me is actually better than evade extender because it lets me close the distance as a greatsword better without having to sheathe my weapon. The only problem is evade window gets you out of there, or evade extender gets you out of there. Evade window, I think, makes it so you take less damage because you have more invincibility frames. Also, the whole thing I was telling you earlier about elements is very, very important near the last few fights of the game. Like, you will not get to the last... You won't get past the second last fight of the game without understanding elements. They literally made it impossible. Oh yeah, Anjanath has a tail I can cut. I forgot about that because he looked like a freaking... Oh, I'm being eaten. Nope. There's a creature that's literally like... I'm trying to think of how to word this without spoiling it. Like the second last of the fight, of the title update fights, which they added near the end of, like at the end of Iceborne. So the second last creature ever added to Iceborne. If you don't understand elements, it's impossible to get through it. This is the creature that you need elements for. And you need to do the right elements. But apparently, if you are willing to go back to the thing, you can survive to a degree, you just won't be able to kill it. Yeah, the last few fights of Iceborne get brutal. Like, after you beat the main story of Iceborne is where your builds actually start being really important for some of the new monsters. Like, it reaches the point where you can't just have skills because you like those skills. You need, like, a somewhat decent build. Oh, there's a really fun customization thing that comes after you get to the Guiding Lands. It's basically so they have an end game. Because it'd be boring if you beat the final boss and there's nothing else you can do. And plus, I'm glad the fights are really hard because it gives you this great sense of satisfaction when you finally manage to take him down. When the build you spent so long building up finally comes to fruition. You don't really get the satisfaction of a strong hunt if the fight ends in 10 seconds. It actually feels like you're struggling. Well, I found a really interesting thing about how the defense system works in this game. There's actually a formula where that is calculated for your like how much damage you take. Wait, I got a decoration. Heavy artillery, fire resist, and entomologist. Okay, nothing too good. Of course, I get the fire resist jewel after killing the Anjanath. Yeah, I like how much customization in this game there is. Because there's thousands of different combinations of like weapons and armor you could do. And then you have the different decorations you could possibly have. It's wonderful. Like my first playthrough of this game, I never even understood what set skills were. And then I got near the end game, and I'm like, wow, these make it so much easier.
Still in one piece, then? Try hard, will you?
We need to find a little
Okay,
more evidence of that mystery monster. Hey, partner. Oh, yeah.
set effects. I'll go point it out to you if you don't understand what they are. Like the reason why I'm wearing 3 pieces of Zora armor. Not only does it look good, but wearing certain amounts of certain pieces of armor. Like, look at the Anjanath. You see the Anjanath will? Anjanath will is when you have 2 pieces of any of the Anjanath armor. You reduce stamina depletion with health is low. And the 4 increases your stamina cap, which is actually a decent thing. But you need to have 4 pieces of the armor on for it to do anything to do that. Versus since I have 3 pieces of Zora, I have Zora Mastery, which increases the damage when I land a critical hit. It's essentially almost the same as adding another skill or two. But quite a few of these are things you can't get in normal skills. Stuff that you can only get from set effects. Like this makes it so that as you lose sharpness, you stun more. This makes it so that your draw attacks have a stun effect and do more damage. So basically, the 3 of low rank becomes 2 in this, and they add another one. And now I have to go on another hunt. See if I can't do... Royal Pain. I need some Shamos, and I think this quest might actually help me get the Pink Rathian tracks. Yeah, and the thing is, it's great that it comes 2 at high rank for the first effect, because then you could have either 1 of the tier 2 and tier 4 effect, or you could have 2 tier 1s. It works really good, especially Elder Dragons have especially effective ones. Like, I'm pretty sure Nergies is that when you attack a monster, you gain health. So if you have Nergies, you technically never need a potion. Valhazax is the health recovery you get over time does not stay confined to the red portion. So you could heal. Yeah, it's basically lifesteal for Nergi. But Val's is you heal until you hit full, not just the red portion of the health bar. So recovery speed up with Val's is really good for not dying. That's why Elder Dragons almost always require 3. Just so you can't have both of those on the same set. Lunastra weapons are unique in that if you make a Lunastra weapon and then upgrade it to the right tier, you can have the Nergi thing on the Lunastra weapon. So you could have Nergi, like Lunastra Nergi weapon, and then the Val set effect so that you keep on healing, and so you never have to heal in the middle of a fight. You just can just keep on wailing on the enemy till it dies. Lunastra weapons are kind of not good weapons for the most part, though. Plus, Lunastra's a pain in the ass to kill. But it's a really good thing that lets you have technically 2 set effects from Elder Dragons on. Kushala's set effect is just terrible. Velkhana's is great. Like, Velkhana's set effect is amazing. If used in the right way. Like, I'm pretty sure Velkhana's specifically good with, I think, long swords. Because I think it's Frostcraft is its special effect. Which basically adds, as you have your weapon sheathed, I'm pretty sure it increases the elemental damage that your weapon has the longer you have it sheathed. And then when you unsheath it, it slowly goes down again. So basically the idea is you sheath your weapon when you're not using it, and then when you unsheath it, it does a lot more damage. So it's like, I think quick sheath longsword build is the best for that, if I'm remembering correctly. It's one of those builds that you actually have to kind of know a bit about already, though. There's a few builds that need other skills to actually be good. Like specifically Velkhana is good for elemental longsword. Because it only increases the elemental portion. I'm pretty sure. Versus, I think, Odogaron is good for, like, a raw longsword. Or raw draw attack. Versus, there's not really a good draw attack greatsword build. Because this is the draw attack of the greatsword. And then it takes forever to sheath it again. It can work, it's just not ideal. Like, greatsword draw attack build, you need, like, all 3 tiers of quick sheath just to sheath fast enough. Because the draw attack greatsword is literally like this. Sheath. And just keep on doing this. It's not an ideal build whatsoever. But it works, I guess. Ooh, I got the aqua core I needed. I needed that to make, I believe, Divine Blessing Jewel. You know, the Pink Rathian quest is annoying. Basically just you running around until the Pink Rathian decides, oh, I'm going to show up now. Funny thing is, I don't even think I've killed a Rathian in this playthrough, much less a pink one. Like, my favorite build in this game is the one of the immortal builds. Zor Magdaros showed up again. I have no reason to fight him, though. Collect harvest. I also realized I forgot to bring in the bounty I got. Small monster culling. Do higher rank quests in the ancient forest. Weathering. So I need to go get a Giratotus plus and a Paluma. Let's see if there's any good event quests, because I need to do, I think, 2 event quests today. So I'm trying to keep the tickets. This quest right here is one of the hardest. These quests here are some of the hardest quests in high rank. Huh. There's a Wiggler quest. Yeah, Arch-Tempered Monsters. AKA Hell, essentially. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go just to the Ron Vale for a bit and wander around. Good luck on Mushroom Vale. I'm probably only going to be streaming for like another 20-ish minutes anyways. I'm kind of hoping to get the Pink Rathian quickly, but I don't think Pink Rathian's going to be in the Ron Vale. I just thought about that, so I might just immediately go to the Wildspire. Or the Coral Highlands, I guess. Kind of just slipped my mind. I'm like, I need to go to one of these locales for a quick little expedition to get some Pink Rathian tracks. I also need Hornitar. Why don't I go to the Ron Vale? I think the Ron Vale is the only one where the Pink Rathian isn't. Of course, it's the first one I picked. So let's just go to the Coral Highlands then. Yes, question mark, question mark, question mark is in the Coral Highlands. And I feel like Mushroom Vale is actually it's quite a bit harder than regular Vale. Or Val, I guess, not Vale. I'm getting the Vale from Black Vale and Val from Val. How's that? Mixed up. Although I'm pretty sure Val Hazak's going to be one of those creatures that never comes back to a new game. And it's a bit sad, actually. Because Val needs specific areas to live. Just like how it'd be hard for something like Jen Moran and Darren Moran to come back unless they add another Great Desert again. It's easier for them because they could just be theoretically, any giant sand sea. But Val needs specifically a place like the Ron Vale. Oh, there's a basil on the map. That's what the question marks were. There's a basil geese. I'm gonna go get a sighting of a basil geese, if nothing else. Oh, and there's Rathian scales. Basil geese is an amazing monster. I never remember how to pronounce it. It's like basil geese, basil goose. It's a beetle goose. Okay, I need just a few more tracks and I'm actually good. I'm surprised there's no like I want to say basilisk like monster in Monster Hunter. We need more snake wyverns. That's my opinion. Although I guess if you think about it, technically there's some snake wyverns in This game, by a very technical definition, if you count dead ones. Because technically, there's dead Dalamadur or Dalamadur ancestors in this game. In the Ron Vale. The giant freaking snake skeletons. Oop. I think that's a basil. Like, if you take the time to look at the Ron Vale, you can see that there's a whole... Those giant snake skeletons are essentially Dalamadur. Or at least either ancient Dalamadur or, like, Dalamadur ancestors or something. Definitely not modern day Dalamadur. Okay. I see that it's telling me there's some, but I can't see it because of the freaking light. If you want, I could go show you the Dalamadur skeletons if you didn't see them already. Okay. As soon as I'm done getting the last few freaking things I need. Because I need like 3 more, I want to say. And then yeah, I'll point it out as soon as I'm done getting like the last few Pink Rathian tracks. Um, Wait, these are Pink Rathian tracks. Good. Specifically, there's a reason. Okay, good. I think that was the last I needed. No, I think one of those wasn't Pink Rathian. See if the tracks go this way. Oh, that's Basil. Okay. Yeah, I think I got the last of the Pink Rathian. Wait, I'll go to the Ron Vale and show you the skeletons. Oh, that wasn't quite enough for the Pink Rathian. Just gonna have to stop by the Wild Spire after this place. But I think I'm gonna be starting up next stream, I guess, with the Pink Rathian, and then I think after Pink Rathian it goes Elder's Recess, and then Nergigante, and then Kushala, Teostra, and Val. After you find enough tracks of the 3. And then it's Zeno. And that's base Monster Hunter world. And then I get into Iceborne, and well, I guess yeah, then on to Iceborne, which is when I'm gonna have to change all my equipment again. This game has a lot of switching equipment though, because a lot of the time it's like you hunt a creature, you make its armor, and then after you have its armor made, you hunt the next creature who has better armor, and then you make its armor. Let's see, trying to remember where the best place to get at is. Start from down this way. Oh, there is Rathian tracks here. So I left the first time for nothing. Yeah, you can only realize this when you know what to look for about the Dalmadur. Like, looking right here, after I get this mining outcrop. You see these? And up there? This is a mouth. This whole zone is a mouth. I'm pretty sure there's like specifically two Dalmadur skeletons. Like, have you seen a Dalmadur before? You know how the Dalmadur has those things running all across its back? These spines? As you can see them along here and all across here. The spines that the Dalmadur used to grip on. And if you go even further down, which I just have to go around to get there, you'll be able to see one of its vertebrae. Like these, all in the zone, are all the spines of a Dalmadur. I think specifically it's two Dalmadur is most of the zones that we fight in the Vale. Which is wild when you think about it. That almost the whole Vale is just a skeleton.
Getting bad vibes here. Looks like it's looking for its next meal.
That's the Dogron. I have to go even further in. I'm trying to remember where the second skeleton started. I do not want to fight that thing either. Dalmadur is something that could probably kill Zora easily. It's not just Dalmadur, obviously. There's a whole bunch of other bones like that. But I have to say a good part of it is Dalmadur, at least. I kind of want them to bring back Dalmadur just so that we can see it again in the newer graphics. Try to remember if the other skull was down this way. Yeah, I think it's somewhere around here is where the other skull is. Yeah, that's like the three main theories on the Raw Veil. Which also goes to show that if Zor would have died here, stuff would have been fine. Because that's where like the mega creatures are supposed to die. I know it's at least multiple creatures, just not sure if it's multiple Dalamadur specifically. Because I know there's multiple heads if you find the right places. Like, here's another skull right here. No, sadly I never played Freedom Unite. I started playing Monster Hunter when Monster Hunter 4 came out. Like, not Ultimate, but like just Monster Hunter 4. Played Monster Hunter 4, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, Monster Hunter Generations, Generations Ultimate, and then World and Iceborne. Yeah, that's another big skull. This one you can actually shoot down the teeth. Oh yeah, Lao. I've heard of Lao before. Lao is a great big monster from what I heard. Although he's actually not as big as you'd expect. Yeah, you can shoot the teeth out and drop them on like I think the only guy that fights down here is Val. But Lao's actually not as big as you think. He's only I want to say like 100 meters, which is still pretty big. But if I can get the hunter's notes, Diablos is about 30 meters. He was the first big monster. I'm not sure. Yeah, Zora is about 200 and something meters. And Zora is, I think, specifically the largest monster by bulk. Dalamadur is the longest monster, though. Apparently, like Laviente or something is comparable, but Laviente's not in the main line yet. He might come eventually, but he's not there yet. Yeah, most monsters are around 10 meters, though, which is still wild in real life. Like, any monster from Monster Hunter, if it was in real life, would be the strongest thing in existence. Like, strongest creature in existence. Yeah, it's long. Half a kilometer is how long a Dalamadur is. Yeah, whales are big for us, but I'm pretty sure, like, one of the theories I've seen around is that gravity is lighter in the Monster Hunter world. It's also one of the reasons why it would explain how hunters can fall from any height and not take damage. So the creatures be able to get a lot bigger without any problems. Plus the bioenergy that is famous in Monster Hunter World, like in the Monster Hunter world, will explain a bit about how these monsters manage to feed themselves.
We've found enough of that mystery evidence.
Okay, that's enough Rathian.
To the ecological research team.
Because bioenergy, I feel like, would cause the meat of most creatures in this world to be incredibly nutrient rich. So you wouldn't have to eat as much as you would for your size. I still find it ridiculous how Diablos only eats fucking cactus. Doesn't make sense to me. Like when I first saw Diablos, I was like almost completely sure it was a carnivore. What's the thing that takes away the reality? Is the fact that you can cart and not die, or oh yeah, that. I have a little bit of a theory on that myself. Like my theory is that when you carve something off of a monster, you don't exactly get like that part per se. Like let's say if you carve a scale,
Ecological research partner?
I think you get a section of scales, not just a single scale. It would also explain how like you make weapons out of just a few scales and claws. Because like I'm trying to think of which would be the best example. Oh, I need to get down the orchard. The internet thing. You need 3 scales, 2 pieces of pelt, and 3 fangs to make a whole weapon. So I think it's you need 3 sections of scales, 3 units of fangs, and then 2 units of pelt. So like if you look at it, there's more than 3 fangs on the weapon. Although Kieran, I'm pretty sure you just get a horn per Kieran, and they just bend it for this. It wouldn't make sense for Kieran to have multiple horns. But yeah, the card thing doesn't make sense. I know, like, hunters are superhuman. Being ran into by something like a Diablos is still gonna kill you. I unlocked the ability to meld decorations, I think.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm probably gonna be ending stream here in a few minutes after I get stuff done around Astera. Yeah, Tigrex. A Tigrex bite would probably kill you too. I have nowhere near enough stuff to meld it, though, I think. Melding's an interesting thing. Don't find it too useful, though. Like, I'm just gonna get the quest for the Legiana and whatnot.
Time to be heroes.
Yeah, the meld is only useful. Well, actually, I'm gonna mention this. I'm gonna mention this. When you get to the Guiding Lands, meld will be your friend. The Guiding Lands will require melding unless you want to take forever.
Over here.
Okay, Pancrathian quest. Okay.
Quest, partner. It's time to hunt the monster that left that trail.
Yeah, Guiding Lands is one of those places that will take a long period of time if you want to get stuff from it. I'm not going to tell you exactly how the Guiding Lands work, because from the sounds of it, you're getting pretty close to it. So I'll leave a nice, good surprise. Okay, those are fossils needs.
Working hard? Good luck.
Jiro's Fang. Okay. The Guiding Lands is where the true customization of Iceborne comes from. Heck, if you really wanted to see the Guiding Lands, I could show you on my other profile, but I'm pretty sure you don't want that.
How you doing?
There. But yeah, I'm probably going to be ending the stream here for today. And the next stream I think isn't going to be till Monday. But yeah, I'm going to be streaming this 4 days next week. Okay, what monster are you on? You said Black Veil? I could tell you how many monsters away you are. Yeah, I can tell you just quickly how many monsters you have until you get to the final one. I'm assuming you're okay with that, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, you have Black Veil and two more monsters before the final boss of Iceborne, technically. And after that, you get to the Guiding Lands. Do you want to know what the final boss of Iceborne is? Because I could spoil it if you want, but I'm not sure if you want that, considering you're just like two monsters, well, three away technically if you include Black Veil. Oh, by the way, the reason I went oh my gosh is because the next monster is like one of my favorite monsters in all of Iceborne. The ugly one? Are you talking about the like sea dragon guy. Because I find he looks pretty cool. Oh, the last boss. Yeah, the last boss is ugly. Oh, yeah, the creepy one. The final boss's eyes don't follow the hunter. They follow the camera that you're looking at. So, like, if you're running around, the camera doesn't follow the hunter, it follows the way your camera's looking. But yeah, good luck on that. I'm gonna be ending stream here now. If you want to watch me again, I'm gonna be streaming this again on Monday around the same time, so like 9 o'clock where I am for like 2.5 hours is usually. If you want to come, hope to see you there, and goodbye.